So it's finally that time of year. The leaves are changing colors, the air is getting colder. It's finally time to unpack those sweaters and switch from iced coffee to hot coffee, unless you live in New England, in which case we are iced coffee all year round. But it is officially spooky season. It's fall. I am so excited. It's also cold and flu and allergy season, and we're still in a pandemic, but you know, it's spooky season and I'm excited. It's my favorite time of year. So as an artist, spooky season also means it's time for the infamous Inktober event. If you are unfamiliar with Inktober, it's grown a lot since its first creation, but it was originally thought up by Jake Parker, and the concept was to make a drawing every day for the entire month of October using only ink. And over the years, it's evolved into this giant art event that used to be really fun to participate in. And I say used to be because the last couple of years there has been a lot of Inktober controversy. It put a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths, essentially. And I'm gonna link some of the information in the description if you want to learn more about it and kind of get your own stance on it. My personal feelings are I don't like what Inktober has become. That being said, since Inktober has evolved, what people do for Inktober kind of has separated itself from the original Inktober that Jake Parker created. So I will be participating in Inktober, but in my own way. So the original Inktober Instagram account, they release a prompt list, and what a prompt list is for every day of October, so the 1st through the 31st, there is a keyword. And that word can be anything. They come up with it themselves, and the idea was if you're following the official prompt list, everybody makes a drawing or a painting or an illustration or what have you based on that keyword for that key day. So this is how Inktober evolved, because a lot of artists were creating their own prompt lists. So they were still using the hashtag Inktober, but the words didn't correspond with the official Inktober prompt list. So that's how it's kind of become its own thing, and that's what I do. Last year was my first year participating in Inktober. I created my own prompt list, and it was Milky Way baths. And so the idea of that was I love milk bath photography. I just think it's really whimsical and a little boudoir and, you know, kind of sexy, but still in a mostly PG-13 way. But I really love drawing space girls and, you know, that whole cosmic galaxy girl kind of theme. So I combined the two concepts. So what I did was I compiled a list of different nebulas, or nebulae, if that is how you pronounce it, the proper scientific term for the plural of nebula. What I wanted to do was create an illustration of a galaxy girl based on each specific nebula. So, and I really liked the idea, but it didn't quite work out the way I wanted. Here's a quick little reel of a couple of them that I did last year. I do like them. I think the problem I have with them now is that they were kind of boring. I did try to do them all in the day time slot that you have for Inktober, but I was tired. I work a full-time job. I do have a chronic illness, and so there just wasn't enough time in the day, and so I was rushing. I wasn't putting a lot of detail into them. I was trying out a new painting technique that I had never experimented with before, so I think it was just too many things happening at once that was kind of stopping me from making the illustrations that I had pictured in my head. And I did lose steam halfway through the month. I didn't complete my Inktober list. So for this year, I am doing it again. I loved the idea so much, and I was so not disappointed in myself, but it just didn't turn out the way that I wanted, and I knew I could do better. So for this year, what I'm doing is I'm revamping the Space Bath Girls. What I did was I made a whole new list using some of the nebulas that I liked, and then throwing in some new ones. So for this year, I did keep a couple of those words that aren't nebulas, but I made it mostly nebulas, which I'm excited about. There's a ton of reference photos I can use. I did some research on the different nebulas to give me inspiration, and I just want to make them more interesting. I want to make them more space girls, you know? They just weren't, nothing about them said space girls other than the fact that they were girls in space, you know what I mean? It was just kind of like the low-hanging fruit. I didn't have any creativity with their designs. The first one came out really nicely. She had blue skin, and I tattooed the actual nebula that she was based off of on her forehead, and I loved that, and that was just day one. And then I just tapered off from there and went the easy route, and I'm like, no, I want to do more of that. I want to make these illustrations more indicative of the nebulas that they're based off of. I really wanted to personify that and kind of make them just, you know, more interesting. So I did make a lot of them very pale and kind of gray toned with either white hair or black hair, and that's because I liked that the original Inktober concept was black and white because you use black ink on white paper. So I kind of wanted to, because the nebulas themselves were such bright watercolors for a lot of them, I wanted to make the skin tones more muted so it still kind of had that Inktober feel. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that this time around. I'm kind of giving myself a little bit more leeway, so we'll see. I'm sure some of them will still have that idea, but I'm not going to stick with that. I'm not going to force myself into a creative box. I kind of want to see where the inspiration takes me. So that is what I'm doing for Inktober. Oh, I'm also not giving myself that deadline of October 31st. I don't think that I'm gonna kick myself if I don't post them on each day that they're supposed to be posted, because I don't want to pressure myself. That's where I went wrong last time, I think. But my goal is to complete this set. I want to do this series and I want to do it right. So I'm probably gonna keep going into November, which I'm okay with because Inktober in itself has fallen apart at this point, so I'm not tying myself to the Inktober rules. I'm still going to use the Inktober hashtag just for social media purposes, but I'm not giving myself those constraints, and it's not going to be just entirely an Inktober thing. It's going to be for me. It's my concept, it's my series, it's my, you know, hashtag. So we're just gonna, the goal is to just get it done and get it done in a way that I'm proud of. I'm not gonna rush through it. So I am also going to be filming, obviously I'm going to be filming all of my Inktober pieces. I'm going to make time lapses of them, and so I will be posting those hopefully close to daily, but it's definitely going to be weekly. As I get through each piece, I will be uploading them. And so if you want to follow more of that, I have my Instagram linked below, and there you can see the full prompt list, and you can follow along if you'd like. I had a couple people last year do some of my prompts, and it was so fun to see. Follow me on Instagram. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys as we get through this. Let me know what your Inktober plans are. Let me know what your October plans are. Oh my gosh. With the pandemic, I mean, what is even going to happen this year? Are you guys doing anything for Halloween? Are you going to a pumpkin patch? I want to do some apple picking, but it's almost not season for that anymore. But we will see. I hope you enjoy spooky season. I hope you have fun. And so whether you do Inktober, whether you just follow people on Instagram that are participating, or whether you create your own version or your own prompt list and do your own kind of thing. There also is, I think, Drawtober. There is Drawloween, I think is another one. There's a couple of other prompts that you can follow along. So check out those hashtags on Instagram. There's a lot of really creative ways out there to participate. Do your own art challenge. The whole idea of it is to push yourself and to grow in your art. So that's what I'm focusing on this year. We'll see how it goes. Aurora, you're in the shot. Also, yes, I am sitting on the floor in front of a fireplace because aesthetic. You gonna make an appearance? You wanna give me a kiss? Come give me a kiss. Come on, show the camera. Come here. There she is. There's Aurora. Thank you. So thank you guys for watching. I will talk to you in the next video.